Baby, welcome back. We are here to talk about the furor over the files. Thankful to have everyone here in the comments section. Sheila, Bradley, Contessa. Thank you guys for being here and ready to rock. Contessa, I hope that you are feeling better. People are under the weather. COVID is still real, but you can't easily access the vaccines because of RFK's brain worm. You also cannot get fluoride. Your teeth will be falling out. We have a lot to talk about, jam packed to smush it all in to give it to you. People, the files is indeed the thing. And like, I thought this was going to be a non issue, people. I thought this was going to be a non-issue. I thought that it was not going to be something that the MAGA world cared about because it's not like, how did we not already know we know that this man is in the files. That's no breaking news. We know what likely happened to get him in the files, but it seems as though this may finally be something that is going to have an impact on his MAGA base, or so I think. I'm opening up the floor to the one and only Too Raw, Too Real, and Candidly Tiff to let me know what you think.
Tiff, you go first, and I'll jump in.
Okay. Well, we've been talking about this for 2 weeks and we didn't know what was going to happen. So I think on this specific issue, it's one of those things you got to just sit back, relax, and let it all play out. Because what MAGA will attach them to is beyond me, right? We are in a weird political space where we think that something's not going to stick and then it sticks. So it is sticky, and it is very sticky because Trump is getting his ass handed to him by his own supporters, and now he is deflecting. He has now decided to bring Obama in this. He has decided to bring Hillary into this. He has gone back to it's her emails. He is attacking everybody, and it feels like we're back in like 2015. It's like deja vu. But this is who Donald Trump is. But the tea is really not about Donald Trump. The tea is about the administration because somebody is over there in that DOJ leaking. And the
Mm.
question is, who is the leaker? Is it Dan Bongino? Is it Cash Patel? Because you know he be getting a little litty and he has a big ass mouth and he be talking a whole bunch of shit. Okay,
Cash
yeah, that
Patel
one,
ain't leaking
that one.
nothing.
Right. Him. Is it someone else over there that Todd Blanche that's trying to get Pam Bondi's job? Somebody wants Pam Bondi gone. The question is who? So that's what I'm watching through this whole situation is to see who are they trying to get out of the fray and who's trying to trump who, and is Trump gonna fall for it? Is he, because the people are very upset with Pam Bondi. They are very upset with her and they are blaming this all on her. Of course, a woman is going to be the scapegoat of this all, but it is her fault because she shouldn't have said that she had the damn files on her desk.
Say it
Mm.
again. Baby, that was a profound statement of fact. Do you hear that? Tiffany
Yo.
dropped a truth bomb. That was one of the Oprah aha. Y'all know I love me some Oprah. Love me some Oprah. Love me some Oprah. Like Kama loves good news and Doritos. Listen, Tiffany just dropped an aha moment because it's always going to be a woman who's going to be the fall guy. Is it not? They done got Pam Bondi in here. This woman is like, she will be the fall guy.
She's
But
most
nobody
definitely the
feel bad for her.
fall person.
But my whole thing is, with all the backlash that Donald Trump is receiving right now, particularly from his own supporters, my question is, what took y'all so long? I mean, oh my God. Even when it comes to the DOJ and that leaked memo that says that they said that they knew that Trump's name was all throughout the Epstein files, right? My question is, there was already a leak when Biden was in office about Trump possibly being on this Epstein's list. And on top of that, wasn't it the same year, 2024, that he was held liable for sexual abuse against Eugene Carroll? I am so confused. Like, what? All the if it quacks like a duck, if it looks like a duck, it might be a goddamn duck. But in this case, it's Donald Trump. My question is, what took y'all so long to get here? I mean, all the signs were there. What's going on? Why are y'all just having your come to God moment in this very moment, Maca? What's up?
I think I hate to think this, But I'm gonna be. It seems as though they really, and this is makes it so much worse. The state of America is that these people really believed with all their heart and their true soul selves that everything we were saying was the lies. They are so beholden to their cult. They fucking are so brainwashed by Fox News and news, whatever the hell them other stations are. They really believed that Donald Trump was this moral figure who was fighting for what was right and fighting for them, and that he was not doing these horrible things that we know he was doing. And I believe that the MAGA crash out will be epic. Like, I believe it's going to be epic. And you see a little bit of evidence of that on social media. Bitch, when you have lost the damn shaman, what was he called? The insurrectionist, that man who had them horns on his head that broke into January 6th. When you have lost the what they call him, the something shaman, what they call that man?
I
I
have
don't know
no
I
idea.
call him the shaman. I don't know.
You know, he
The MAGA shaman is
the
what the hell
MAGA
I'm gonna call
shaman.
him.
He has
That's what we're gonna go with.
somebody in the comments know they
I'm
call him
gonna look it up. I'm gonna
something
look it up.
shaman. And the fact that you have lost the shaman, where he is saying the QAnon shaman, right? QAnon shaman. When you have lost the QAnon shaman, you have lost like the base, a lot of people. And it doesn't matter how these paid influencers like Joey Manorino and Charlie Kirk, the people who are paid money, who make a living from this, it doesn't matter what they say. They are not the ones who matter. It's these base, right? So, you have some people that make real money doing, Democratic consulting. They don't fucking matter. The Pod Save America fucks don't matter. We are the ones who matter. So if you see me, let me tell you something. Baby, I'm true blue. I'm boldly blue. If you see me leveraging criticisms of a Democrat, you know damn well it's a problem. Okay, that's just let me be the litmus test. Let me be the baseline. So when you see the QAnon shaman, I'm not saying I'm not the equivalent of QAnon shaman, but baby bitch, if it's a boldly blue shaman, I might be. There's a problem. There's a problem.
Well, here's the thing. The Joey Marino, whatever the hell their names, all these people that are true believers. I don't even know who Joey is. He's a grifter. But Jacob went to jail for Donald Trump. Let's be real about this. And these people feel like they're lying. But we gotta also remember what QAnon really
Wait,
is,
excuse me,
right?
hold on, moment. I think we lost Kitty for a moment, but I just got a brief kind of a joke to add in. That's not a joke, but it's really a joke. But like, okay, I don't really know who Joey is either, but Joey is moderately cute. But then I was like, if I say
Yeah, he
that, they're
is.
gonna treat me like Laverne Cox. Like
He is actually cute, but he's
I
a
would not
total
date
dum
him,
dum. I know you wouldn't date him,
but
but
Laverne Cox would.
but but she probably would. Like we gonna get into that a little bit later if we got time.
Yeah,
But yeah, Joey is a little cute, but also like I said, Jacob and his horns done went to jail for him. Okay,
yeah.
for Trump. And these people who are QAnon,
They
they
took a
are.
shit in the Capitol for this man.
Exactly. And the QAnon people actually their whole thing is about pedophilia. They are about these pedophilia rings and all this other stuff, right? That is what their whole belief system is about. And for Donald Trump, the thing is, I don't think that they believe, to your point, Kenny, I don't think that they believe that Donald Trump was messing with little girls. They knew he was a freak. They knew he was a fraud. They know these things about him that he has messed with women. He has raped. They were okay with rape. They were okay with harassment. They were okay with all these things because they don't believe that those things are, let's be real, that those things are bad. Let's be real about this. They
No,
don't
they
believe
don't.
those things are
They
bad.
don't believe that the sexual assault is bad. They don't believe that
No.
they don't believe that that's bad when it's done to a grown woman, and that's so horrible. But I agree,
Yeah,
Tiff.
it's the truth.
I
It's
mean,
the
but
truth. That's
also
what they think.
remember he was like drooling over his own daughter Ivanka. I mean, like there's so
Exactly.
many things that just give pedo. My God.
Yeah. And not only that, the pageant girls. Did you see that Uncle Luke, Luther Campbell was talking about this? Did y'all see that clip that he was saying that he had went to a Trump party And he walked in and he saw all these young girls and he was like, yeah, no, I'm not staying here. This ain't right. So this is known, this has been known in the circles that Trump runs in. It's not just Epstein. There's lots of people, Alan Dershowitz, all these different people that have been involved with this. But now that Trump has basically embarrassed his base at this point with this. And so this is why they're pissed because they believe that there was these files. Again, these people believe in conspiracy theories and they believe that there was these files. Now, what we learned today in the Wall Street Journal is that there is actual files supposedly, and Trump's name is on those files. And he knew this like a month ago, and this is why they killed this whole or tried to kill this whole thing because they knew he was on there. Now, like I said, we need to know. I want to know who leaked that because that's somebody very close, and Pam Bondi knew this information. So this is where we're at with this whole situation. It is messy as hell, and it's only gonna get worse because Trump makes it worse. He makes it worse because he tries to blame everybody and deflect, and his people are finally starting to see because I saw them even pushing back saying, what does Obama have to do with this? Like they're
Nothing.
actually to that point.
Have y'all seen what Midas Touch posted about maybe 30 minutes ago?
Nope.
What did they say?
Child, the tea. Oh my goodness. The tea I'm about to spill of those who have not seen it on Midas Touch's website. So they posted on their Instagram an interview with Epstein. And they asked
Oh, yeah.
Epstein if Trump was ever in the company with him and minors.
And he gave all the different. Somebody dropped that. I did see that
He
part.
literally he revoked his, right to plead the fifth.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And where was this video when we needed it? Maybe like 8 years ago.
Nowhere to be found.
But doesn't that bother you? Like all this stuff that people have been hiding, holding until so they can make a buck, and even that the whole birthday thing. Remember they dropped that whole birthday thing late last week. Like where was that? Why didn't anyone see that? These people have been protecting Donald Trump all this time, and now now that they have a beef with him, Wall Street, he's literally suing the Wall Street Journal. He's fighting with Elon, so he has his hand in this some way somehow. And these people this is how they're going to get back at him. They can't take him down. He's the president, but they are going to expose him.
But they should have been done this. Like,
yeah,
even with Elon,
again,
they knew all of this information beforehand.
They
they were complicit with it as long as they were able to maintain or gain power. They didn't care about any of these things. They cared about having the power. And now all of a sudden, now they feel like they have to push back to where the point where Congress is thinking about, like leaving early for recess, for their August recess, so that way they don't have to vote on this. And they keep trying to bring these votes in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no, they are going to do this. They do not want to pass. They did not want to pass it.
It's over now, right? Like,
yeah, it's over. They're done. They're gone. Today was the last day. They killed whatever they were gonna do tomorrow. They killed it. And the only thing we got out of today was that they were going to get Ghislaine Maxwell to testify or whatever she's supposed to be doing. I don't know, something of another, that the oversight committee got 8 with a vote of 8-2. So I saw Robert Garcia post, I think it's Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know. I can't keep up. Like it's too much. Like it's so much shit happening.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. So I'm over here fighting for my life with this goddamn presentation because it's like it was open. I came early. It was working. Now it stopped. But we're gonna let it do it. We're gonna see if this will play. It might.
We start with a MAGA reckoning. Donald Trump ripping his own base in a way we have never seen before, slamming MAGA true believers as, quote, stupid and foolish for demanding answers about the Epstein Files. It's an extraordinary turn of events. The president, known for his cult-like power over his base, suddenly engulfed by the very conspiracy theory he fueled. Today in the Oval Office, Trump trying to distance himself from Epstein, falsely blaming Democrats while insulting Republicans for getting, quote, duped.
It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work. I call it the Epstein hoax.
Will you ask Attorney General Kim to release more documents to finally put this controversy to bed?
Whatever's credible, she can release it. If a document is credible, if a document's there that is credible, she can release. I think it's good. But it's just a subject. He's dead. He's gone, and all it is certain Republicans got duped by the Democrats.
In a Truth Social post, Trump calling Republicans who want more information weaklings, claiming he doesn't want their support anymore. This all follows a memo from Trump's own DOJ pouring cold water on conspiracy theories about Epstein's death and his alleged secret client list. The problem is Trump and his top deputies stoked those very same conspiracy theories. Now, new calls from Republicans in Congress for testimony and more transparency.
So, people, it's not getting any better. I think it's only going to get more inflamed and get more demanding from the public about these files. Amazingly, Democrats, independents, and Republicans are unified in their want to release these files. And that's really, I'm shocked by it. I'm also, not only am I shocked, but I'm extremely proud of the Democratic response to what we're seeing. Right now, we are seeing a level of leadership and strategy from our Democratic leaders that many people have been wanting to see for a long time. And I'm gonna make myself bigger for this because I don't make myself big often on the show. But I want to say there are people out there who've been demanding for Democrats to meet the moment to do something. Those same motherfuckers have never in their life won shit. You have never been duly elected to a damn thing. You don't know how to win an election, and you do not know how political strategy works. You do not come out of the gate swinging and fighting and giving all you've got in the beginning of a long uphill battle. You wait for the moment. You identify the weakness and you seize upon it. And lo and behold, we have now identified a key weakness. And yes, the signs were there, but the moment was not yet opportune. Donald Trump, when you look back at footage, the Epstein Files they've always been this man's Achilles heel. They've always been there. But now, under the leadership of Hakeem Jeffries, they are able to twist the knife. They're able to go in and they're able to seize on this moment to bring to the forefront and to the American people something that truly could be a major liability to Donald Trump and the entire Republican Party because the Republican Party, they're the ones who are failing to meet the moment. They're not recognizing their leader is wounded, that their leader is weak, and that he is no longer fit to be the leader of their party, and that the door is now wide open for other people to come in here and seize leadership and control. And yes, we do have the feckless and the spineless J.D. Vance making a power move. I do believe this happening in the background, but I don't think he's the one. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that he's the one. And Republicans as a whole should be seizing on this moment, getting this fat fuck taco tits out of there, but they're not. But Leader Jeffries and the Democrats are. They're going to continue to seize today. Through Pete Aguilar and these, I think it's the Rules Committee, Oversight Committee, they were able to subpoena the Epstein Files 8-2 with bipartisan support in that committee. So those files are going to be subpoenaed. They're making the moves. Democrats are committed on Leader Jeffries to not pass any bills that don't include the release of the Epstein Files. They are using a number of procedural maneuvers that are absolutely brilliant, that they have saved, that they've held on to, and that they are using with surgical precision to get what they want. When there were so many other battles to fight that they knew they would lose, they have waited to the right moment to turn the tide. And people, it's only been 6 months. So for all the naysayers and all the critics and all the damn complainers out there, open your eyes and look and give some goddamn credit to where credit is due. The Democrats are fighting and they are fighting hard, and they deserve some praise in the moment.
Yeah, and
We
remember,
gotta acknowledge it. We gotta acknowledge what they're able to do in this very moment and the fact that they are seizing the opportunity. I mean, this is what people have been asking for, so let's acknowledge it. Let's speak positivity into our party because we've taken a lot of L's, but this might be at least one little W that we might be able to celebrate in this moment for as long as we possibly can while people are keen focused on the Epstein Files. I just wish that people were more keen focused on the big, beautiful, busted ass bill. But hey, a win's a motherfucking win, and I'll take what I can get, bitch.
But it was gonna pass anyway. That was gonna pass. The rescission act. I hate to even tell y'all this. There's even. Let me just tell you so you can get started on the fight. Now I don't know if it's a fight we can win. I would say it's possible if Trump is wounded and he's seen as a liability to the Republicans, we could win this. But I want you to look up HR 1319. Everybody on the call, that's the next big fight. HR 1319. And you know what they're going after next? Bitch, they're going after workers' rights and protections because it's time to go back to the slavery days. They are wanting to undo overtime protections and guarantees, weekend protections and guarantees, unions, the right to ensure that you have health care that's mandated by your employer. That is what they're going for in HR 1319. It's in the infancy stages, but it is it's a part of Project 2025.
Exactly.
So know that. Please pay attention to that one, and that's the next fight.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. This is all Project 2025. Y'all didn't believe that this was going to happen. A lot of people ignored it, said, "Oh, we're just fear mongering." No, this is real stuff, and all that overtime that you're going to get, like no tax on overtime. Child, ain't going to be no overtime to be taxed. Okay. So I mean, the people. This is the stupidity. But to your point about the Democrats fighting, I have to say, the committee, the oversight committee did a really good job today. Summer Lee put the motion out there for the subpoena. I was trying to figure out, I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, she put the motion out there to subpoena the Epstein files. It ended up passing, like you said, 8-2. So shout out to Summer Lee, shout out to Robert Garcia, who was running that committee. And we are that is the committee that is set up to fight. That is the what I call the fighting committee in the Congress, right? We have a disadvantage because we don't have more people, but this, like you said, was a bipartisan effort, and they finally convinced, the Comers and all these other people that are on this committee that now they have to go and try to get these files. Now, will the DOJ turn them over? Probably not. We will see. It's going to be a fight, but we cannot sit around and say the Democrats are not fighting when they are actually trying to do something. And for all the do something people out there, this is what you've been asking for. It's happening. So give them the credit where the fucking credit is due.
But they won't. Child, they are
They
fickle as
won't,
fuck, and they are sitting
we
here
know.
biting their tongue and swinging in empty air right now because they just love to just be a deterrent, child. And right now we have to focus
What did
on
you call
keeping
it,
this.
Penny? In your video, you called it what? Grievance politics.
It is grievance politics, but you know what? It gets the views, it gets the clicks. That's what grievance politics does. It gives you the engagement. They want us to feel hopeless. But let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all ever seen this movie, and I'm pretty sure y'all have because I'm probably the youngest person on here. Remember the movie A Never Ending Story?
Yeah, it was the first.
Remember
movie.
when the Nothing said that people without hope are easy to control?
That was the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater. So imagine my little 4 or 5-year-old ass going to the movie, seeing that horrific ass movie, that big scary fucking dog flying around and shit. I had nightmares for weeks.
Well, this is a never ending story. But however, what the Nothing said, in order to hurt people, what he does is people without hope are easy to control. And those without hope decided to sit their ass on the couch, and they were easily to control to do nothing for Donald Trump and Republicans to snatch all our rights away. So I'm gonna need y'all to gain that hope back. And remember, there's something worth fighting for.
I'm gonna need you to put on that Arturo, his little bitty loincloth, and I want you to act out the different scenes. I want you to be Arturo.
Well, no, I was.
I want
Let me
you to
tell
be
you
that
something.
dog,
I was
and
Atreyu.
I want you to be Atreyu, yeah, and I want you to then be that damn princess who we never knew her name. And
But let me
Donald
tell
Trump
you.
is the nothingness.
Look, he is the nothingness, but I was Atreyu, and everybody was Artex, and I kept telling everybody, "Yo, stupid horse, get up! You're letting the sadness get to you. Get up!"
That's the movie. That was the movie. we had some warriors there. We had some warriors. We got some fighters, and it looks as though a new fighter has emerged in the Democratic Party, people, and getting the main stage. An important way of looking at it, and that is the one and the owner, Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden came out this week in two huge podcast appearances. First off, he was on a Channel 5 podcast with Andrew Callahan, which I had never heard of in my God-given life, but obviously it's a very popular YouTube podcast. And then with today, or I think it came out yesterday, last night, then I watched a piece of it today with former DNC chairman and South Carolina politician Jamie Harrison. This to me has just been a revolutionary step and has given me and ignited a great sense of hope in a week that brought many of us hope last year. Let's attempt to take a look at this pivotal clip from Hunter. I hope.
For some reason, the intelligentsia.
Can you hear it? I can hear it.
It was too
You
old.
say you can't hear it, Tiffany?
And so
It's good, man. It's good.
the drum beat began.
Okay.
And the New York Post wrote, the New York Times, on a near daily basis, egged on by the Pod Save America saviors of the Democratic Party, with four white millionaires that are dining out on their association with Barack Obama from 16 years ago, living in Beverly fucking Hills, telling the rest of the world what black voters in South Carolina really want, or what the women in the waitress living outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin really believes. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I can't believe that we do this over and over again. Yeah. Or I hear Rahm Emanuel is going to run for president. What a fucking, David Axelrod's going to run his campaign for him. That's like, oh boy, there's the answer. There's the fucking answer. Geniuses all. All of the things that they want. You remember this, is that everybody talks about Joe Biden now as if he was somehow the choice of the Democratic Party. Bullshit. We lost Iowa. We lost New Hampshire. We came in second in Nevada. David Plouffe and David Axelrod went on TV. They said that there's no way Joe Biden can get the nomination. Not a chance in the world. Mike Bloomberg's going to crush him in California. Elizabeth Warren's going to beat him in Massachusetts. There's going to get wiped out in Texas. He doesn't have the money to run. A lot of rural voters said, fuck you, we love Joe. A lot of urban voters said, fuck you, we love Joe. And they voted for him overwhelmingly. And not only that, everybody said, well, he'll never be able to beat Trump. And then they said, well, he'll never bring us out of COVID. And then he said, he'll never be able to pass bipartisan legislation. And he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And he's living in a different generation, and he's living in a past time. And over again, David Axelrod would go on and say, the thing about the president is that he is just a man whose time has passed by, and he doesn't understand Congress. We passed bipartisan legislation more than any presidents in Lyndon B. Johnson, and who had a supermajority in both the House and the Senate with Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. And who did that? That didn't happen by magic. That didn't happen in the Obama administration. That happened because Joe Biden got on the phone with Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer and the rest of the party and Republicans in the party, and he passed a fucking bill because Mitch McConnell didn't stand in the way like he did to every other president other than Joe Biden. He got it done. He did it. Him alone. And then they said, well, look, it's all going to come down to this State of the Union speech. It's going to come down to the State of the Union speech. And he knocks it out of the park. And it was that one debate that caused the full backslide. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I know exactly what happened in that debate. He flew around the world, basically, in the mileage that he could have flown around the world 3 times. Yeah. He's 81 years old. He's tired as shit. You give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights. And it feeds into every fucking story that anybody wants to tell. And Jake Tapper, with literally how many anonymous sources. If this was a conspiracy, Andrew, you know this, somehow the entirety of a White House in which you literally living on top of each other has kept their mouth shut about, like what? And what's a conspiracy? Yeah. That Joe Biden got old? Yeah, he got old. He got old before our eyes. The people that came out against him were who? Nobody, except Speaker Pelosi, Speaker Emeritus Pelosi, did not give a full-throated endorsement, which allowed everybody else to kind of go, okay. Except who came out full-throated? Progressives, AOC, Bernie, the entire progressive ring, Ro Khanna, the entirety of the progressive side of the Democratic Party said Joe Biden has got more of our agenda accomplished in 4 years than any president in history. The largest investment into climate change in history. Just that alone, okay? And so he gets over the hump. He goes and does a Stephanopoulos. Everybody's okay. That's not enough. We got to see him give a press conference. For what? You remember that? It was about a 2-hour-long press conference, and he gave a tour de force around the world history lesson about the existence of NATO, Russian aggression, and Ukraine. They said, okay, well, wait. He's got to go give a speech in. He's going to speak to the NAACP because the NAACP and the Hispanic Caucus, and the Black Caucus said, if you fuck over Joe, don't count on us. Because you know what they're doing? They're trying to take South Carolina away as the first primary state. The first time in history that the heart and soul of the Democratic Party gets to have its voice heard first. After 50 years of Iowa and New Hampshire with 3% Black population states.
I thought it was less.
Less than that.
New Hampshire's got to be closer to 1.
Closer to 1.
I saw a few blacks.
Finally, and you know what? You know what you have? You have the Pod Save America motherfuckers saying, I don't think South Carolina, was only there because of Joe Biden, and Joe Biden, and that's what he did to save his own self. Why should South Carolina have the vote? What the fuck? I mean, are they out of their fucking minds?
What the fuck? Are they out of their fucking mind? Listen, people, was that not the motherfucking moment? Was that not the moment?
Hunter, I love Hunter not giving a fuck no more because, they had to keep him on the leash because he was trying to make sure that he didn't, hurt his daddy while he was in office. But he is his damn daddy. Every little bit of him reminds me of the Joe we used to have as a Senator Joe who just didn't give a fuck, or Vice President Joe who just didn't give a fuck. That's the type of energy that a lot of people want to see from our elected leaders. That's just what they want to see from the Democratic Party. And I'm glad that he brought up everything. It's basically just pretty much throwing out to the people who believe that we need to appeal to white male voters as if the base of the party isn't POC. Zach, we met with hit strategist Terrence Woodbury, and he said where we fucked up with is that we did not have an investment when it comes to being able to message year-long to a lot of these communities, because a lot of people got disinvested because they didn't know about the policies that already existed. The problem is we weren't able to meet that moment and meet people where they are. We got so invested in white women who would never move, no matter what we did. And did they move?
We thought abortion would do it. We thought that, abortion would do it, but it didn't do it because those white women knew that they would still have the right to abortion for themselves and they would pay the money for it. They didn't give a fuck about other women. It wasn't about solidarity with other women. It was about me.
It was about maintaining patriarchy for their sons, for the next generation of white supremacists is pretty much what was going on with that. But I loved everything that Hunter, he told no damn lies. Corporate media kept moving the goalposts. Joe has to do this. Joe has to do that. Joe met every movement. Every damn day we were supposed to have a recession under Joe Biden that never came. Every day we were supposed to lose jobs, but he continued to add to the GDP. I am confused on what history were they telling us during the Biden-Harris administration, because all I kept seeing is recovery and prosperity. I didn't see any of the fucking shit that they told us.
And fast. So I want to briefly just take a moment to address these great comments. And so Josh, yeah, he was absolutely the choice of the people. And I don't know where you're from because I'm finding so many California progressives saying stupid shit like this when they haven't. You live on a perch of privilege. You live on a perch of privilege. So I'm gonna go on from that. I want to say that there was people in the comments saying, like, again, if only he had messed up. I want you guys to take a moment. I want to reframe your thinking. I'm serious. I really want you to stop and think. Because I believe that when you see Hunter Biden, you have a perception of Hunter Biden that has been shaped by Republican conservative propaganda and attacks. And they do that to us all the time. There are young black people in this country who hate Oprah Winfrey, and they hate Barack Obama, and they also hate leader Hakeem Jeffries. They hate them because Republican propaganda has brainwashed them to do so. They make sure that their accomplishments are downplayed and erased and almost non-existent, so that and give you the image they want you to have of these people, so we don't have them on a pedestal as our heroes. Now, they don't do that to Black celebrities, to Black musicians, to Black sports figures, because that is the value you hold to Republicans in this country. But they do it to Black academics, they do it to Black activists, they do it to Black thinkers, and they do it to Black politicians. And we allow it. Hunter Biden isn't Black. Now, he's not Black, but the same mechanisms and tools that they've used to tear down Obama and to tear down Hakeem Jeffries, they've also done to Hunter Biden. This man is a Georgetown graduate, degreed in history, and an educator. This man went on to Yale Law School and also graduated there. And yes, he is admitted a substance abuse problem. I want you to think about all the motherfucking Republicans out there and all the goddamn drugs they've done. I want you to think about the fact that the White House and the President of the United States is fighting tooth and fucking nail to not release files on a dead pedophile. Is that not a mistake? Is that not a fuck up? But the American people elected this motherfucker who's been 2 times impeached, 94 charges against him, to be the president. These people don't care about no fucking cocaine. They don't care about no big ass piece of meat swinging from woman to woman to woman. They don't care.
Look, actually,
they don't care. So why do we care? Why do we care? Why are we allowing them to place moral test on us they never place on their own people? I want you to think about that, especially if you thought of or see Hunter Biden as a drug addict.
I mean,
Okay.
Go, Tiff.
Okay. No, you can go ahead because I got a lot to say. So you go ahead.
So I'll just say two things. Fuck that. Who cares about purity politics? One thing that I do appreciate about Hunter Biden and the Bidens is their full transparency of letting us know about empathy and humanity. Because what I have seen, because as a person, as an American, in my own family, I have family members who have struggled with substance abuse. That resonates with me, seeing how these people are so transparent and talking about things that happen. You know, when we talk about opioid addictions and we talked about, people who are struggling with invisible disabilities, what I was able to see with the Biden-Harris administration is them being fully transparent about a real issue and shining a light on what a lot of people go through, especially when it comes to their families, when it comes to loss, when it comes to even in this moment of Joe Biden telling us about, his cancer diagnosis. He didn't have to do any of those things. He's not required to do any of those things, but he's still, to this day, even though he's not our president at this moment, being fully transparent to the American people. And for people to continue to question this former president about, his authenticity and everything that else is going on with him and his family, it's just egregious. It's stupid. It makes absolutely no sense. But then we also have bitches like Marjorie Taylor Greene cheating on they motherfucking husband. And then you also got Lauren Boebert, Handy J, in the motherfucking movie theater talking about morals. Well, girl, there was children in that theater. So what the hell are we talking about? We cannot compare those two to our party. Okay? We talking about party of morality. It's the Democratic Party, because it damn sure isn't motherfucking Republicans. Otherwise, they wouldn't have voted for a fucking felon who's also liable for sexual assault, who's also trying to hide this Epstein clients list, because he know damn well his number one on the motherfucking list.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, listen. So Hunter Biden.
Give it to us. Give it to us.
Hunter Biden came through with the big dick energy, and that man does have a big dick. Let's be real about this, okay? Because I've seen it. But what I'm gonna say is this. Listen, Hunter Biden is not a perfect person. He has never claimed to be a perfect person. And to your point, Kenny, he has sat back and watched this all play out. And people have blamed him for why his father lost. The Trumpers have been coming at him for I don't even know how many years. Burisma, all this shit. I mean, I honestly think that the stuff that was going on with Hunter, that took a toll on Joe Biden. Okay, let's be real about this. That took a toll on Joe Biden's health. that took his son was literally being prosecuted by his own DOJ, right? So there is a lot there. But Joe Biden always, to your point, he has always maintained a sense of transparency. He has always maintained that he wanted justice to be done for his son. He believes in the law, right? But Hunter Biden has sat back, and most people have never. I think somebody said in the comments they had never even heard Hunter Biden speak before this, right? I have heard Hunter Biden speak. He has sat down with his father in interviews, but most Americans have no idea, probably didn't even know who Joe Biden's son was. This is how far some people are removed from politics. They probably didn't. They may have known he had a son. The son had died, and this is the son. This is the bad son. The bad son, right? But Hunter Biden came through, and I was in shock. First of all, let's talk about the calculated part of this. This was dropped on the anniversary of Joe Biden dropping out of the race. This was Monday. It was the anniversary, right? Like you, I had no idea who this Channel 5 dude was. I had no idea because I don't watch these podcasts. That's not I don't like podcasts like that, even though y'all watching ours. But that's a whole different story. But the truth is that I have no idea who this guy is.
Tiffany, I love him. I watch YouTube
Yeah,
all day. I love him.
yeah. I was like, I
Now
was
that I cut
impressed.
off MSNBC, right? So now that is my go-to is to sit and watch the podcast. But I don't really think I'm gonna be watching Andrew because y'all saw him. He looked like Big Bird. Like,
Yeah, he looked a hot mess. But the setting was perfect. They were outside. They were talking, and they just had a real conversation. I mean, he asked him some really hard questions about the difference between crack and coke. I mean, this was not like an easy interview. And he got real, and I appreciated that about. Most people probably have skipped over that part of it, but he does take accountability for everything that has happened. Listen, people can judge him however they want. I really don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. He's not running for president, but what he is the president. He was the former president's son, and he knows a lot of shit that I know about what was going on during that time period. In a couple weeks, I said when the tea spills about everything that was happening back then,
it's
people are going to be very surprised at the shit that people were doing behind the scenes, and a lot of stuff that I know I will not ever speak unless I have to. I was happy that Hunter Biden came out and told the whole truth, nothing but the truth, because there's a lot of shady ass motherfuckers that are out there who are doing real fucked up shit. And he is right when he talks in that piece when he talks about Kamala Harris.
Confirmed what we knew. He confirmed what the fuck we were saying this time last year all over fucking Twitter. We knew that VP had Joe Biden's back no matter what. And they tried to portray her as though she was trying to backstab him. That was Nancy Pelosi bullshit. We knew that she had his back, and we knew that he had her back. We knew that he set her up to be the only person that could run instead of him. It was confirmed in this interview.
And that interview and in the Jamie Harrison interview. So
Yep.
I don't want to overlook Jamie Harrison's interview with him because that was a really good interview as well. And he did drop some tea in that interview too. The problem that I have is that people are attacking Hunter Biden for speaking the truth. And this party loves to attack people unnecessarily instead of just listening to the words that man was saying, because there are people in this party. There was one section of that clip, a clip, I clipped it, where he is talking about the elites of this party and the donors, the white donors who were orchestrating all of this behind the scene.
Yep.
And as much as the progressives get on my last ass nerve, one thing that made me really see how shit moves in this party was during that time period and how donors impact the way that politicians move. And a lot of these people, especially Jim Himes and a couple others, they were being called. Nancy Pelosi was being called. Chuck Schumer was being called. These people were being called by donors. They were telling them that they were not going to give them money if they do not stop what's going on and get Joe Biden up out of there.
Yep.
And these people are beholden to these forces. And that was something that,
to go.
and so there is a point to be made about that. Listen, everybody has donors and everybody, but the fact that these people couldn't put there's party and there's loyalty And even if you felt like going into this, I'm not on the woulda, shoulda, coulda train. I really don't give a fuck anymore about none of this, right? Because except for the truth, I care about the truth. But the whole, oh well, Joe Biden shouldn't have run in 20. It's too late for that. Joe Biden ran, okay? The whole, oh well, Biden, Biden needed to drop out. Yes, Biden did drop out. So we went there. We went through this whole motion. What we don't know and what people are not aware of is the fuck shit that was going on behind the scene. And I'm so glad that Hunter Biden exposed Nancy Pelosi for the shit that she was doing behind the scene because it was trifling as hell. And we all knew, and I said it the night of the debate, they do not want Kamala. And
Yep.
we all fucking knew. We knew that before. We knew that night, and we knew it the 3 weeks going into because I was getting calls. I know the shit that was happening behind the scenes. They did not want Kamala, but Joe Biden said it's gonna be Kamala, and y'all gonna have to deal with this. And it was Kamala. But then people are mad. They're like, oh, well, we should have had an open primary. No, the fuck we didn't, because I was a DNC delegate. We should definitely not had an open primary. And with the DNC delegates, guess what they did? As soon as it was announced that it was Kamala, we all said we are voting for Kamala. There was
Right.
there was no hesitation on our part because we were loyal to Joe Biden. We were Joe Biden delegates. He said he was going with Kamala, and we let it go. We were like, there was no other person. First of all, Kamala Harris inherited $100 million from Joe Biden. There was no one else that was gonna get that fucking money. Okay. And yes, AOC definitely spilled the tea. She
Yeah.
knew all the stuff that was going on behind the scene, and I appreciate her for that.
Give her that credit.
I will give out because no one else had the fucking guts to do it. Her and Grace Meng were the only ones. Grace Meng did it on Twitter. AOC did it in a live, and they were the ones that were out there telling the truth. No one else. Everybody else is scared of these fucking donors.
Yep.
So there was a lot. It's a lot, and that 3 weeks is torturous for me. I still have PTSD from it,
Trauma.
and no, I really do have PTSD from this shit because I was unlike other people. I was a delegate, and I knew the weight of what was about to happen, and it didn't. It was a lot, and there was so much stuff. Yes, Maxine Waters did too. She told a whole bunch of stuff about Obama too. She went in on him. Like there was a lot that was going on, and I just feel like people want to relitigate what happened in 2024, but what I want is just for the truth to be exposed about what
It's coming. I don't know.
shady ass shit people do.
Exactly.
We
And
got
some
some.
people
We
need to
had
go
some
through
breaking
their
news today. We had some breaking news today, and that former President Joseph Robinette Biden has signed a $10 million book deal
Good for him.
about the 2024 election, and he has decided to just lay it all on the line.
Good.
I anticipate this to be like the Hillary book. Okay,
No,
I think
this is gonna do better than what happened. Okay,
well,
I'm
no,
gonna tell you that right now.
I know it's gonna sell better, but I believe that the book, like Hillary's book, pulled no punches. She let that shit all on the line. I love that book, and I believe that President Biden's book is gonna do the same thing because Scorpios give you the fucking truth. They don't give you anything else. So we have the Hillary Clinton Scorpio, Joe Biden Scorpio. I think we're gonna get it. I want to see Hunter Biden with a podcast.
Me too. Oh my God. After this, and the thing is, Hunter Biden is interesting because even when he was talking, he was, and the guy was talking to him about like Palestine and the
Yeah.
war in Gaza, and he's like, oh, that's all in my algorithm. So he knows everything that is going on. He is hip to everything, and I'm like, okay, Hunter. I will. I don't, like I said, I don't even like podcasts, but I will listen to Hunter. I see people talking about, oh, Hunter 2028. I mean, people are wild. They like run for something,
Why
Hunter.
not?
He's
I
yeah,
mean,
and there's nothing you can bring out against him because it's all been laid on the line. Hunter Biden has a bright future in American politics if he does it. And again, someone said the book is going to outsell Tappers. Baby, this live stream has got more goddamn views than Tapper's book has sold. Okay, so we that's a guarantee.
And that's
That's
the
a
dumb
guarantee.
shit. If Tapper wanted to be smart, he would have actually told us a real motherfucking scandal that we didn't already know that Joe Biden was old. I mean, that was fucking old news. Give us something new. What Karine Jean-Pierre is going to probably release is going to have some more real tea because we already understand where she stood with the bullshit. She was over here talking about how, look, I don't even know if I want to even identify with the Democratic Party, switch to independent because of the way that y'all treated Joe Biden.
It's gonna be.
She had to
rare.
watch this shit
Yeah,
in real fucking time.
I'm gonna buy it.
Exactly.
I'm definitely gonna
even
buy it.
though-
So for
even
those
though
who are
now,
attacking her for no damn reason, y'all don't know the shit that she's saying. And I can't wait for Nancy Pelosi to sit her ass down some damn where. I've been sick of her for a good little minute because what you're doing is you're putting your thumb on the damn scale over and then literally just erasing the 15 million people that showed up for Joe Biden and continue to bully this person and undermine our vice president. For what reason? I don't fucking know. And I'm gonna just tell
yeah.
y'all a little bit of tea. This isn't the first time Nancy Pelosi has undermined Vice President Kamala Harris, even before
Yeah.
this. Remember, they tried to remove her from the ticket in 2023. There was a campaign that they had launched against Vice President Harris to remove her from the ticket. They said, well, Joe, if you run again, would you feel comfortable in removing Kamala? We need more excitement. This and that. They were trying to remove Kamala Harris from the ticket. Do you not remember, Tiff?
Absolutely. I remember all of it. This is why I don't trust any of these people who are talking, who have come out. I mean, Nancy was on CNN. They asked her dead
I have the
ass.
video too, still to this day, that I'll probably post because why not? I'm petty. Of when they
Yeah,
asked her, do you think Kamala Harris is a good vice president? She said, Joe Biden thinks so. I didn't ask that. I asked you, ho.
exactly. No, that's the whole point. This whole thing that Hunter is talking about with her flim flam and not giving like real answers. When they ask you on CNN, should Kamala Harris be the vice president, and you are waffling, you are putting doubt into people's heads that she is not doing a good job. And the reason why Kamala's numbers were so low is because of stupidity as misinformation that had been out there. We talking about Hunter Biden
Yeah.
misinformation. Kamala got that shit too, all day, every day. And what did we have to do? We have to combat that shit constantly, constantly, constantly having to combat that bullshit. And I'm telling you, I am wait. I don't know what VP's gonna do. She may never spill the tea, but one day she will. And
I
when
hope.
she does, I will be open ears because she knows the fucking shit that these people really truly. So I mean, if it wasn't for that night where all those black women got on that call, I forget what the name of the organization is, got on
Win
that
with
Zoom
black
call,
women.
went with black women, got on that Zoom call. That kind of forces people's hands, like there was so much and so much. All these people were, endorsing Kamala, so these people didn't have a choice in the matter. But it was a lot, and honestly, the way that the reason why people feel the way they feel about this party at this moment is very much significant in the way that they treated Joe Biden. There are people who love Joe Biden. They think that he is the greatest thing since freaking sliced ass white wonder ass bread, okay? Because Joe Biden, as said in that podcast, and Hunter breaks it down, and so does Jamie Harrison, breaks down all the things that Biden had done. First, first, first black woman VP, first black woman Supreme Court justice. He
Most
has
legislation passed of any president in fucking American history.
exactly.
More
Yeah.
fucking bills passed than any other president in American history.
In his
Yeah.
time. And he only had literally
Yeah, within
one
that
term.
term, within a one term.
So yeah, and people could say, well, Joe was old. No shit, we knew Joe was old. And do I think that Biden at that moment had to drop out? Yes, he had to drop out because these people freaking went in on him for three
They were
whole
out,
weeks. Trump
they were
Trump had a
determined
whole
for
Trump
the
had
party.
a whole shoot assassination plot against him. There was a lot that was happening. At that point, there was no choice because the media dug their heels so far in his ass that he had no choice but to drop out when he dropped out.
Let
And
me
he
tell you
got
something.
COVID.
They held Joe Biden accountable for his age more than they held Trump accountable for these Epstein files in this moment. And
Yeah.
that's literally, I want y'all to know, the level of character assassination on Joe is on a million compared to even these Epstein files in this moment. That's how I want you to know what corporate media feels about the difference when it comes to the false equivalency that they paint against the Democratic Party versus Republicans. Keep that. I want y'all to see this energy. Do you see the corporate media giving Trump as much smoke as they did Joe Biden because Joe Biden was old
They're
and had a
horrified.
bad
They're
debate
scared as fuck of
versus
Trump.
somebody who's hiding evidence of an Epstein's list full of pedophiles?
Yeah, they're not giving him any smoke. They mention it when they can because they know they have to, but
Let's
they
move
filter
on.
it out and filter it out. You know, if this would have been anybody else, there would have been long ass in-depth exposés, whole episodes of 60 Minutes dedicated to it. There would be every night on Nightline they'd be covering. It'll be 20 episodes about it. It'll be Primetime Live and Dayline MSNBC. Everybody will be talking about this nonstop, but they're not because they're afraid of Donald Trump. And that's fucked up. But let me tell you what we got to do. You know what? Fucking sue back. Democrats have got to step their fucking game up and stop playing these games and sue the fuck back. Goddamn Macron and the nation of France is suing Candace Owens and them burnt ass, chopped up ass ends, okay, because they call Brigitte Macron a man. Okay, she's getting her ass sued and she won't be able to hang with that. She doesn't have the funds, the money, or the resources to deal with this French lawsuit. And the reason why Candace Owens got up here and felt she could do this, could attack Brigitte Macron so aggressively, is that she has seen herself and the Republicans do that to black women in the Democratic Party, like Michelle Obama, repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Michelle never sued shit. The Obamas just took the damn high road. Bring your asses off the top of the goddamn mountain and sue these hoes. Break them for what they say that's not true. So I'm thankful to President Macron and Brigitte.
I want Candace to go destitute. Okay, I want her ass broke as hell. I want her to feel what homelessness feels like. I want her to lose all her shit, lose her podcast, lose it all, lose her platform. I want to see her lose every fucking thing.
God, that's Kenny saying that, Jesus. That's not me. I keep my heart. I pray, Lord. That's Kenny. But what I will say is I have never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging bread. So if what Kenny says comes to pass, that means that hoe wasn't righteous, Jesus. It means that hoe wasn't righteous.
But the thing is that the problem that I have with Democrats is like they gotta, like you said, they gotta learn to fight back. It's like stop being punks, okay? Like this whole thing. Oh, they're like, oh my God, Manzani, he won. It's gonna break 2026. They lying on Hakeem Jeffries saying that he's all nervous. That he's all nervous about 2026. What do we? You know what you motherfuckers need to do? Tell them we don't give a fuck about this shit. Like y'all gotta just be like, you know what? That's New York's problem. This is my problem right here, and leave me the hell alone about this. This ain't got nothing to do with me. But you know what? They don't know how to message back. They don't know how to just fight back. It's annoying as hell to me because even I know I'm not a fucking politician, and I can tell you like this PC. We always talk about this PC thing that these Democrats do. Fight fucking back, please, Lord Jesus. Just tell people the way it is. That's what Hunter Biden did. He just said it. He said it, and people just gonna have to deal with it, okay? Stop being scared of the media. The media ain't shit. They're gonna come at you no matter what. So maybe stop worrying about what they're gonna say, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it, when they're gonna do it, and be proactive. You saw Mandani, he was smart. He said, I'm going to Uganda, and you bitches are gonna have to deal. Let me give you the headlines in advance of what I know that they're going to say. That is smart. That is smart politics. Be proactive. Stop waiting for them to attack you and then playing defense. If we don't learn to play proactive politics, we're gonna lose. Period.
Every time. We have hit the hour, and so I just want to wrap. This video. Listen, if you are on listen. You people on Twitter, it's 247 of you. Now, when we go to the damn new channel, you gonna have to be on the damn new channel. You got to get you on to start looking at the YouTube. Because we want that new channel when we get it up and going and we decide what it's going to be. Kitty says got to say the big three, which is fine. We want it to be to grow, to be a stronger podcast as streaming as a podcast. But we meeting up is everybody free next? Y'all going to be up there next weekend? Kenny, I know you're not working up, but I'll stay I'll stay on Saturday. I'll come Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So for whatever works on the calendar, on the schedule, I just got to let the videographer know because I want us to get the good video for the intro, commercial, and some good photos. We'll talk about it shortly. But I do want everyone to go onto Twitter, and I want you to share this amazing video from Kenny if you haven't already done so. This video should be at 1 million fucking views because it was that great. Damn video gonna play.
Well, excuse the hell out of me if I'm looking a little fatigued because I had a weekend, honey. I had the opportunity.
He got a lot of sleep though.
To travel with congressional members to New York City, and rather than partying and popping champagne, baby,
That's what I
most
did.
of the time talking about the needs of the American people. And trust and believe me, the CBC sees your comments, which is why they tap us content creators so we can have these hard conversations about what the party needs to do in order to meet this moment for the American people. So we hosted a panel with your girl Booker Squared and these activists. We have political strategists like Terrence Woodbury talk about how voters want to see the Democratic Party play dirty. We also had Congresswoman Sidney Calmer-Duff talk to her colleagues about how it's okay to take risks. It's okay not to be prim and polished because voters can smell bullshit. When I tell you every gripe, every comment, every concern, every criticism was had and talked about this weekend, and the Congressional Black Caucus was willing to listen, you just got to bear with them. I talked to Congresswoman Janelle Bynum, how she's ready to pull up. You just got to call her up. I talked to Congresswoman Joyce Beatty about how she ain't scared of going to jail for her constituents.
Judge people by what they do for you, how they show up, how they fight, how they say, I'm not afraid. Look, I've been arrested. I've been pepper sprayed.
I've seen it.
And I show up for the American people because I believe in you, because I am you.
I met and talked with Congressman Gregory Meeks, and he said he's ready to fight and make mink for his constituents. He said he's willing to meet with content creators because he understands that most people don't get their information from traditional media.
Nobody looks at C-SPAN. I know that. Yeah. So I do the clips of what I'm saying on the floor. That's why I need you, but I try to show them and bring that information to them.
I even met with leader Hakeem Jeffries and his team, and they're willing to collaborate with me so I can say the shit that he can't. I'll talk to the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Yvette D. Clark, and we talked about reinvesting, restructuring, messaging, because people don't want to just survive, they want to thrive.
I think there's an opportunity here if we are courageous enough to seize it.
And all of these things were talked about this weekend. So trust and believe me when I tell you the CBC sees you. And the fact that they're willing to take this constructive criticism is restoring my optimism. Because if they're willing to listen to us, then that means that they're willing to fight for us.
Period.
So again, great video. I'm like, look, that was so well done, so well curated. I was very fortunate to be there with Kenny. I also did some interviews. I'm going to be dropping mine throughout the course of this month and into next. I did drop my series with with Leader Jeffries. It's on Instagram, and I started posting them on Twitter, but the comments that I got on those videos pissed me off, so I said, fuck it. Y'all know how I feel about Twitter. Like, Twitter is like throwing my pearls among the goddamn swines when those
Stop
bots
reading the comments.
No, it don't. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
You even said it on the
Twitter,
panel.
and it's right now. We have 253 people on Twitter and watching. But I'll say this again: Twitter don't pay me shit. They give me nothing but heartache and headache. So I'm not posting my shit on there to deal with that shit.
You got to post on there because here's the other thing. It's about the reach. Because even your haters are your amplifiers. At the end of the day, most of my haters will retweet my shit and say, I don't even like him.
Bring back
but
Jack.
In this moment, I agree with him. And
When they bring back Jack, they'll get all my good content.
Jack ass is gone, okay? Jack,
bring back Jack. Because I can't support the Elon. I can't support the Elons. Unless he released them Epstein Files. Or he give me that Starlink data when they went in there and did what they did on November the 5th. Then I might go ahead and throw some good content up on the
He's
Twitter.
not doing that because he knows as soon as if he released some shit about him stealing this election, they're all going to jail. They're all going to jail.
It was a great time. We still have a lot of content that we're going to be releasing from that. I think the bottom line is what I'm taking away from it is that we have got to do a better job of highlighting what our leaders are doing. People are saying they're not fighting. It's because you're not seeing it. You can't count on mainstream media to be fair and to give you an accurate representation of the fight. That's why I really made it a big deal to research how Democrats were fighting to release the Epstein Files, how strategy gets employed in politics. Those things matter, and it's about timing so that you can hit when it matters the most. With that being said, we will see you guys next week.
Bye, y'all.
Peace out.